LA Rockies getting set to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Game 2 of a 4-game series. Rockies lost last night to the Dodgers 9-5. However, Greg Jones, who was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2019 as a first rounder, was traded to the Rockies right around spring training time. And last night, he got his first major league hit. And of course, he does it in grand fashion. It's the first time in Rockies franchise history that the first major league hit for a Rocky came on a pinch hit home run. And for Greg Jones, just the reaction that he had after spending a couple of weeks in the Rockies franchise, it was something that was near and dear to his heart.
Honestly, not much, just making sure I touch all the bases. Yeah, that was definitely a whirlwind of emotions right there. Got a couple opportunities to get in there and get my first knock, but for it to come tonight, was really meant a lot. Everyone congratulated me when I came in, and I went back and watched the video after, and from the side angle, and I just saw the whole dugout as soon as I hit it go up. So honestly, seeing the guys being behind me like that, I mean, second to none.
Pretty emotional to see Greg Jones talk about that, and more important, his parents were able to see it along with his girlfriend. And there's a great story of how Greg Jones was able to get the baseball. We're going to tell that story a little bit later on in the program, so we're looking forward to that. Rockies and Dodgers, they're set to match up for Austin Gomber. He's looking to bounce back after a rough start in Minnesota. Rockies, Dodgers, get ready for the Rock Show. It's up next.
Welcome back to Coors Field. Rockies and Dodgers getting together for the second time overall this year. The Rockies lost 2 of 3 at Dodger Stadium a few weeks ago. And Shohei Ohtani, in the absence of Mookie Betts, will be leading off for Dave Roberts. And here's the Southwest batting order for Doc tonight. Will Smith will bat second, then Freddie Freeman third. Teo Hernández will bat cleanup. Andy Paez is a good-looking young player in center field. He'll bat fifth. Miguel Rojas had a big night last night. Kike Hernandez is at third. Miguel Vargas, who just got called back to the big leagues from Oklahoma City, he'll bat eighth in left field. And the veteran Chris Taylor will bat ninth and play second base tonight. So Austin Gomber, Sully was just talking about, the big key is the first inning, a 12-plus earned run average in the first for the 30-year-old.
Yeah, 397 batting average in that first inning, so immediate pressure when you know Shohei's coming to the plate. And we talked about the pitch mix as well, and this is brought to you by StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Four-seam he likes to use at the top of the strike zone. He'll mix in the changeup, the knuckle curve, and the slider. He has to establish that fastball into righties so that he can execute the plan to get the weak contact with those secondary pitches. The changeup and knuckle curve have been his best secondaries. He's got to be able to use them to get ground balls.
So Gomber ready to go on a most pleasant Tuesday night, and Spilly was on his knees all night praying for a cooler evening, and he got his wish.
I did. I am very comfortable. Now I get to stand and watch.
You're sitting. There we go.
So here's Shohei Ohtani. Gomber ready to go. And the first pitch of the evening is off the outside corner, ball one. This is just the third time this year that Shohei has hit in the leadoff spot. Last night, naturally, was the second. But in his Angels days, on occasion, he hit leadoff. He did it 61 times in an Angels uniform, and last night, he made his presence felt.
He did, but he looked a little bit leadoff hitterish. He sprayed the ball around the diamond against the Rockies, a single, then he got a double in the gap into right center.
And then, like a good leadoff hitter, he got a bag. Right?
Exactly.
2 balls and a strike on Ohtani. Started out slowly in the month of June after 2 very big months. I mean, he got out of the gate quickly with his new club in April. And this is tap foul. But the start of June was not the best from his standards, but he has come on the last 10 days. The overall numbers gorgeous, just under 1,000 OPS.
I'll say it again, when the best hitters slump, they bottom out around 305.
Did he go? Nope. Home plate umpires Will Little. Lance Barksdale is the crew chief. Lance is at first. Nick Lentz at second. And that's Tom Hanahan, who just gave the safe call. Here's the 3-2. And it's a two-hopper to Alan Trejo. So Gomber makes a pitch on 3-2, and Ohtani is in the book. Let's take a look at the Rockies defensively. Ryback's back in there. Ezequiel Tovar's handled more chances by a ton than any other shortstop in baseball. Trejo giving a break to the young kid Amador. Michael Toley is at first base. Nolan Jones, Brenton Doyle, Jake Cave in the outfield, and Hunter Goodman doing the catching. And here's the outstanding catcher for the Dodgers, Will Smith. (2-0). Gomber's had Will Smith's number. Smith's 0 for 9 in their matchups.
I thought you were saying he was like texting him and stuff.
Oh, yeah, they do text on occasion also. He went 2-1. Now the guy on deck, a little different story. Freddie Freeman has very good numbers against Austin Gomber and basically everybody else in the league.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's many guys that can say I own Freddie Freeman.
2-2. Spilly, was there a guy that you remember had Helton's number or Holiday's number or Tulo's number? You guys remember one guy?
I mean, Brad Penny, I think, had some pretty good numbers against.
Another 3-2.
I think against Matt Holliday, those numbers were good. I honestly, I cannot think of a pitcher, like a significant pitcher that owned Todd.
I guarantee you there's somebody that he did this twice yesterday.
Yeah, this is well hit to right and at the wall, or a step in front of it. Jake Cave makes a catch. And so you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Will Smith hit 2 balls yesterday that were caught by Michael Toglia right at the wall in right center. And that ball more directly hit to right. Had some folks oohing and on.
I'm not going to say that it's bad if you only get 2 or 3 years in the big leagues, but I'm saying there's somebody, a reliever, they got like Todd. He was 0 for 6 with 5 punch-outs.
So there's a. I'll try to tell us a story quick. Tulo had horrible numbers against Barry Zito, and on one of these days in San Francisco, Tulo actually grabbed a Pete Rose bat that was signed out of the clubhouse attendant. His name was Harvey, and he used that bat. He said, if the hit king could get a hit, then I can use this bat to get a hit off Barry Zito.
This ball's well hit right center field. Cave's there. He was shaded in that direction, and a very good start for Austin Gomber. He handles Ohtani, Smith, and Freeman in order. We'll see the Rockies offense against Walker Buehler when we come back. So here we go with the Rockies offense in the bottom of the first against Walker Buehler. And the Southwest batting order will feature Charlie Blackmon up top. Then it's Brenton Doyle, Ezequiel Tovar. Ryan McMahon back in there as well, like Blackmon, after having yesterday off. Toglia, Jones, Hunter Goodman's red hot, Jake Cave, and Alan Trejo. So for Walker Buehler, he's making his 8th start tonight, and that is slammed foul. And Buehler, as dominant as he's been in his 7-year career, not only coming off Tommy John, but historically, he hasn't been great at Coors Field.
He is not, just under a 5 ERA, Coors. And this year, he's just not been the same Walker Buehler. That 4-seam fastball is getting hit to the tune of 400 batting average.
Yeah, and again, Sully, you were no longer pitching after going through Tommy John, coming out of what's going on here? Probably a PitchCom issue. So Will Smith will get that change out. But, you know, you went through Tommy John, and you returned very quickly, but you were a position player at that point in time. You have to give Walker Buehler a pass for, do you say the entire 24 season?
Yes,
sure.
And the reason is, if you look at his fastball velocity from 22 to 24, it's up. His velocity's up almost a half mile per hour. And I always say this, that first year out is when your arm feels so good, but you can't repeat your mechanics or your arm slot or any of that just because of all that you've been through, all the trauma and everything that you're fighting through. And then that second year is when it kind of feels normal again.
Here's the 0-2 on Charlie. And that fastball hit him. It kind of cut in on the upper arm or maybe the shoulder of Blackmon. And you know Charlie's not going to move.
No, Charlie, he would underneath that beard. There's a fist, right, Spilly?
Was he Chuck Norris?
Yeah, actually, it was even better. Got the elbow guard.
It's an old Chuck Norris joke.
Chuck Norris, I remember him.
Yeah. One of the great things about Spilly's rookie year.
I had to tell Chuck Norris jokes every morning.
Every single morning.
Before stretch.
Really?
Yeah.
None of them are appropriate for air.
I wasn't going to ask you to go there.
That's not true.
1-1.
I can remember one very good one. It was Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas to bed.
Oh, see, that one's good.
Did you have somebody writing your material?
There was a website, wasn't there?
There's a website.
He was in his element. 2-1. Good take from Doyle.
Corey, you were talking about, coming back from injury and the mental side. How much of it is trusting that you can cut it loose?
I'll be honest, that was the most difficult thing. I can remember in spring of '05, the very first ball hit down the left field line as I was playing left field, and I had to do a reverse pivot throw. And it was the one that I had to convince myself I would be okay, because I had not put that much torque on my arm and my elbow.
Three and 2 now. Was it pain-free?
Yeah, honestly, my elbow never hurt leading up to the day it got hurt or after. The only thing that hurt ever was my shoulder from the atrophy when I started actually throwing again.
Charlie takes off, and it's fouled off. We have seen, Spilly, your field level, we have seen Brenton Doyle shoot the baseball the other way quite a bit. And I'm looking at the alignment. Chris Taylor's almost right up the middle. There's a huge gap on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, if Brenton just stays right where he's at, I mean, he's so much shorter to the baseball.
Charlie goes again, and it's on the ground, left side on through. Charlie takes a look. He's headed toward third, and it's first and third. Nobody out for the Rockies. Now, is Charlie okay?
Well, this will be a fastball in sinker on the Subaru Supermo. Doyle just beats it to the spot, barrels it up through the 6-hole past both diving infielders. Charlie is so good at cutting the pillows. I think right there he just had to pick up the baseball first.
Yeah,
it
but
looks
look
like
at
I know it's
yeah.
right. Yeah, it's
Ooh.
right quad or hammy maybe.
So here's Tovar. Yeah, that didn't look right.
No, and Warren Schaefer still communicating with Charlie.
There's been a spate of back of the leg injuries of late. Good news, Brendan Rodgers is going out tomorrow morning. He's going to get a couple games in Oak City, coincidentally against the Dodgers AAA affiliate with Albuquerque. This ball is lined to right. It's got a tail on it. It's going to drop. Charlie jogs home. Doyle will get a stop sign on yet another double from Tovar. Just the start the Rockies were looking for. 23rd double for Ezequiel Tovar.
Well, we wanted the offense to carry over from last night. So far with the top 3 guys, it has. Another sinker from Buehler. Tovar just stays inside the baseball so well. Picks up his 23rd double. His 35th RBI on the season.
Charlie was not running well home.
No, that's something we will keep an eye on, obviously. And you're right there, Spilly. Keep us updated. I'm assuming there's a trainer or 2 around him right now. With Mack at the plate, 0-1, second and third. No one out. The Rockies have a golden opportunity to put up a crooked number here in the first. And this ball toward the gap in left center field. Piles won't get there. It'll run to the wall. It'll be at least 2 for Mack. He'll stop at second. A 2-run double, make it 3-0 out of the gate for the Rockies.
Well, this has been a trouble issue for Buehler this year. Coming into the game, 323 batting average against with runners in scoring position. That's clearly gone up. That looks like a changeup that's mid-thigh high. Mac does a good job staying back on it. Driving into left center, 16th double of the year for him, and now he's got 37 RBIs. Keep passing that baton.
Mark Pryor's had to come out to the mound as Miguel Rojas will take the time to go visit with Ryan McMahon.
I'd imagine frustration level for Walker Buehler when, when you're at your best, when he's at his best. He was top 3 rookie of the year. He's been in Cy Young Award discussions. He's good, right? Like, this guy's really good. And
he's a legit one.
He's a legit, but he's not right now, and that would be really frustrating to have in your mind what you've done before, and kind of getting beat up right now.
Well, Tovar just scored a moment ago. His career 4 for 4 now with a homer against Walker Buehler. This game's unforgiving. As you see, career lows as this ball is pulled to first, and that's a productive out by Tolia, moving McMahon to third. But career lows when it comes to strikeout rate, whiff rate, chase rate right now for Walker Buehler. It's a long process. Guys typically return to their original level off of Tommy John, but again, it's a process as Nolan Jones will come up and the infield comes in for LA here in the first.
One of the things we always talk about is the best in the game, right? They always find an extra gear when guys are in scoring position or trouble out there. And you can just tell he's just not as confident as he used to be.
Nolan Jones has been terrific in 4 games coming off the injured list. He missed in the neighborhood of 6 weeks. And this is lifted to center field, plenty deep enough to get McMahon home. Paz makes the catch, and the Rockies have a 4 spot here in the first. Simple approach, quality approach, Spilly, from Nolan Jones.
Productive outs. Saw with Tolia. We've seen now with Nolan Jones. The swing looks under control, and I think the way that this inning has unfolded, you love seeing it because you want to stack the lineup.
Now Hunter Goodman, who homered in the 9th inning yesterday, a 4-run 9th for the Rockies. He takes a strike. 3 home runs over the last 3 days for Hunter.
The thing I liked about this inning so far, the way it played out, is nobody's overswinging. They're all just going up the middle, other way, and then they find a way to get a productive run.
You say this because you hope it to happen. Rockies, even with the 4-run 9th yesterday, Corey, they lost 9-5, and a loss is a loss. And you say, well, okay, hopefully there's some momentum carryover. Momentum's next day starter. I'm a big believer in that. But guess what? There has been some carryover.
Yeah.
This is popped up, foul ground, and Will Smith does not have a play.
Now I'm going to go ahead and say this too. Keep their foot on the gas.
Yeah, don't score 4 in the first and then not score again.
We know how volatile this Dodgers offense could be too.
Well, they're one of the highest scoring teams in baseball, year in and year out. Well, Hunter Goodman, we've said this before, has proven everything there is to prove at the minor league level. And I would think, Spilly, he's got more confidence right now on this Tuesday night than he's had in his brief big league career.
I would hope so. I mean, you want to keep moving forward. This is up.
This is popped up, and this one is playable in foul ground for Kike Hernandez. Terrific first inning for the Rockies. Charlie got hit to begin it, then a Doyle hit, a Tovar double, a Mac double, and eventually a sac fly from Nolan Jones. 4-0 after 1, Colorado. Colorado Rockies baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Colorado Rockies. Book now at southwest.com. And by UC Health, Ready, Set, Go, a statewide challenge by UC Health to make Colorado the healthiest state in the nation. Well, a tremendous first inning for the Rockies. They're up 4-0. Austin Gomber had a 1-2-3 first, and now he's facing Teoscar Hernández.
This is an important inning. You put 4 runs up. You gotta be quick and efficient. Get him back in.
Hernández, maybe more than anybody in this lineup, just based on his numbers against lefties, is a guy you highlight. Obviously, you're going to highlight Freddie and Shohei Ohtani. But Teoscar Hernández has slugged .628 against left-handed pitching since the start of the 21 season.
Yeah. He's the best in baseball at it.
Ahead of Aaron Judge, which tells you something. His teammate Mookie Betts.
2 Rocky killers.
You know, Ketel Marte, Paul Goldschmidt. You kidding me? 2-2 right now on Hernández. Gomber's curveball's hit straight away and deep. Doyle has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch. Good positioning by Ron Gideon, who handles the outfielders for Colorado. He was right in the proper neighborhood. 1 out, and that'll bring up Andy Paez.
Yeah, I've talked with Giddy about the positioning of the outfielders, in particular Doyle, because we all know how great he was last year playing center field here at Coors.
This ball lifted to deep left. Jones to the track near the wall. Leaps can't get. And Paez gets LA on the board with a solo home run, his 8th of the year. This is an impressive young player.
And a changeup that's a little elevated. It's off the outside part of the plate, but Paez just able to get out in front and get enough of the barrel on it to get it out of the ballpark.
I know we talked about Minnesota was sitting on off-speed pitch the last start for Austin Gomber, but that did not look like Paez was sitting back on changeup. I just think that he's in swing mode the whole time.
Yeah, and that was the first homer that Austin's given up on the changeup this year.
Yeah, you got to shake it off, move on. Here's the 1-1, foul back by Miguel Rojas.
To finish my thought on Doyle is Giddy was talking about how last year they wanted Doyle to kind of stay to the card. Now they're giving him a little bit more freedom to actually read swings, see what pitches guys have going, and I just feel like his instincts are getting much, much better here at Coors.
Here's a breaking ball. Did not get Rojas to bite. 2-2 on the veteran. He's going to play a lot of shortstop the next couple of months in the absence of Mookie Betts. Did you see the stat on Rojas coming into tonight? If he has a hit in a Dodger game, the Dodgers are 20-0.
I did not see that.
He had 3 hits last night. This is not going to be a hit. Tovar throws out his counterpart. 2 gone. If he scores a run in the game, they're 13-0.
So you're saying he's the
one key.
He's the absolute key to the Dodger lineup.
That's right.
So yeah, just get him out and Rockies win.
And you know you're going to shake hands. Here's Enrique Hernández. How many people in baseball realize his name's Enrique? He's been Kike pretty much since the day he arrived. He's had a very productive career being a super utility guy. Second tour with the Dodgers. That's in there. 2-1. You know, with the injury to Max Muncy, the oblique injury, which has really taken a while for him to return. So Kike's in there at third. You know who they miss more than ever? He's
Justin
an all-time,
Turner.
yeah, he's an all-time Dodger, Justin Turner. Swung on and missed. Good pitch by Gomber. So he got nicked with the home run by Andy Paez. Everything else looked good in the second. 4-1, middle of 2, Colorado. Bottom of the second, the Rockies leading 4-1. They got 4 in the first against Walker Buehler. Came in with a .464 earned run average. In his last outing, he lost to Texas. The outing was pretty good the first 4. Then in the 5th inning, he gave up a 3-run home run to his old friend Corey Seager. Ended up taking the loss. Jake Cave takes ball 1. Cave, Alan Trejo, and then Charlie Blackmon. Maybe. We'll see. Now, you got an update, Spilly? Remember, it looked like he did something to his hamstring going into third on the Brenton Doyle single.
I do not have an update. They took off. Can't find it.
Good hands by Trejo. That ball was fouled off, came right back at him. Allen gloved it. And again, Charlie's DHing tonight, so it's a little more difficult to determine. But he's due up third.
After that productive first inning, Buehler's ERA in the first for 2024 now is a 10.13. An opponent batting average of .460.
Yeah.
Well,
there's your answer. So Eleris Montero will go into the game as the DH. So not only did Rogers rehabbing from a hamstring injury, Elias Diaz, another back of the leg injury, rehabbing from a calf injury. He's on the injured list. Sean Bouchard rolled an ankle. He is playing tonight with Albuquerque. He'll play tonight and tomorrow morning. Remember those minor league games at 11 a.m.?
Oh, there were some at 10. And I'll be honest with you, they've ruined the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song to me.
For sure.
Buehler gets a strikeout at Cave. That's his first strikeout. Who Wants Tacos fans? When the Rockies score 7 and they're on their way tonight, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies Taco special. Live Boss at Taco Bell. The thing with Charlie, it really looked like a grab going into third, and then fortunately he didn't have to go hard to the plate. And you're thinking, well, if it was just a muscle tick or something like that, or a cramp, then he'd be okay going home. But he was compromised going home. So, man, that's a shame. It's a big bouncing ball up the middle with topspin, and Alan Trejo has himself a base hit.
Good. He was robbed last night, multiple hits, so it's about time he gets one with eyes.
So Monty, in 3 of the last 4 ball games, fellas, has not been in the starting lineup, but then about a half hour before the game got a tap on the shoulder because Jake Cave, remember, he got hit during BP in the outfield. Montero went in. There was another situation over the weekend where Montero was not in the original starting lineup. He went in, and now tonight, obviously not starting, but here in the second inning, he will be the DH the rest of the way.
I always felt like, Spilly, I don't know if you feel the same way, but when you've got forced into action like this, you kind of go on autopilot.
I mean, I felt like it was a great way to just walk up to the plate.
Yeah.
See ball, hit ball.
Yep.
Yeah, he went in when Doyle was a late scratch with patella tendonitis, and Toglia was at first. So Toglia went to the outfield. Montero came in and played first base. Ball, 1 strike on Monty. That's slicing into the crowd foul. Remains 1-2. So 1 out. Trejo at first. Walker Buehler out of Vanderbilt. Snap throw. Trejo gets back in before the Freddie Freeman tag. And this ball driven high and deep left center field. And it is gone. 2-run home run, Ellery Montero. And just as you guys said, sometimes your best days are the days you don't expect to play.
It's amazing. You don't overthink. You just get in the box. You let it fly, and Monty did. This is a slider that is just center cut, 410 feet. Monty did not miss. That ball was punished. I like the little toe tap. Didn't overswing.
And it goes in the books as a pinch home run naturally. So it's the first pinch hit home run for the snowboarder Ellery Montero.
He was a skier.
This ball up the middle. Now a race to first, and it's won by Doyle. Great play by Rojas. He did everything he could do, but Doyle's just too quick.
Yeah, there's just no chance. When you're ranging that far to your left and you got to try and spin around and make the throw with the guy getting down the line like Doyle did right there. Supermo, you'll see the little pirouette. He had a little trouble with the grip there. And for Brenton, see if we got the 30.7 down that line.
Wow. 30, folks, is elite. That's rare territory. He was almost 31 feet per second.
Yeah, you go faster when you can smell the hit.
Yeah.
And you go really fast when you are really fast. And now see, he looks to swipe a bag against Buehler. Tovar double to drive in a run. His first at bat. That's a strike.
I got Doyle on the move one of the next 2 pitches, but this might be the fastball out of the zone. So
with a slider to get Tovey to chase. So there's 2 outs, and that'll bring up Ryan McMahon, who unloaded a booming double to left center field to drive in 2 in the first. That's outside. Two on Mac. 2-1 on McMahon. Outfield straight up, and that's a tap foul. So far, the Rockies are doing as you hoped they would, and as you guys were discussing, keep adding on.
Yeah.
And they answered after the home run last inning by Andy Paez.
If they can tack one more run on against Buehler, it'll be tie the most runs he's ever given up to the Rockies at 7. He did that back in 2019.
Yeah, good take. 3-2.
Forgive me. Any game. That's the most he's given up in any game, not just the Rockies.
And this ball is hit loud and deep to left field, but it'll be caught just shy of the track by Vargas. 2 really high-quality swings tonight from Ryan McMahon. 2-run home run off the bench from Montero. 6-1 Colorado. Well, news just came down from the West Coast. Willie Mays, who not only was the oldest living Hall of Famer, but in many people's opinion, the greatest all-around player of all time, has passed at 93. And just 2 days in front of Major League Baseball, visiting Birmingham, Alabama, and Rookwood Stadium, a place where Willie actually got his professional beginning. He played 13 games in 1948 with the Birmingham Black Barons before ultimately becoming one of the greatest stars ever. Willie Mays gone at 93, and there had been some talk early on that maybe Willie would be able to come to Birmingham on Thursday. One of the things I know that the Hall of Fame is doing, they're bringing his plaque from the Hall. First time it's ever left Cooperstown, and bringing it to Birmingham to celebrate Willie Mays. 23 years and a career really without parallel. This is popped up right side. Tolia is going to run out of room.
I'm a big believer in agreeable symmetry, and I don't think it's coincidence that tonight they're playing a minor league game at Rookwood Field, and 2 days from now they'll be playing the major league game. And as you mentioned, where he got his professional start, I just think you know, heaven needed a 3-hole hitter.
Well, they got the greatest of all time. Miguel Vargas fouls it off. Growing up in New York, one of the great thrills for me was having my dad tell me about the game, teach me the game. And he grew up in the Bronx, and he would walk across. He worked at the Polo Grounds, and he worked 70 of the 77 home games in 1951, Willie's rookie year. He was there when the shot heard around the world by Bobby Thompson, and he would tell me, this is before television, you know, was every game was on. He said Willie Mays made plays that nobody ever saw unless you were there in person, and he was convinced his entire life. And he watched, my dad passed 3 years ago, he watched games his entire life, and he said there's never been a better player than the Shohei kid.
I say this again, when we were there and surprised by the retiring of his jersey at Citi Field last year, it was one of the coolest moments, emotional for all of us, because none of us knew.
Nobody knew. It was emotional. In particular, I remember Kyle Freeland, who was pitching that night, and as you well know, Corey, you know, the starting pitcher is not going to do a lot the day of the game. This ball's well hit right center field. Doyle can't make the catch, coming over his cave to help out, and Chris Taylor, who has struggled mightily this year, has himself a triple with 1 out.
Just a fastball that's a little bit elevated, but not enough. Caught a little bit too much of the plate. Taylor's able to drive it out into right center. Doyle makes a good effort, but too high off that barrier.
So that'll bring up Shohei Ohtani on a 3-2 pitch. He bounced to second. And this is to first. It'll get the run home. Tolia runs to the bag, and for Ohtani, he has his 48th RBI. 2 gone. That'll bring up Will Smith. So Willie Mays, late in his career, was brought back to New York as a Met. And I remember I could not wait to watch him, and I ended up having tickets. To this day, you know, we've been fortunate. You're super fortunate. You got to play in the big leagues for a long time. This is too short. We'll pick up that story and some more memories of the great Willie Mays in a moment. But once again, news just came out of San Francisco. Willie Mays gone at 93. Rockies 4 in the first, 2 in the second. In the bottom of the third, it'll be Tolia, Nolan Jones, Hunter Goodman. 6-2 Colorado. Back upstairs with Corey Sullivan. Spilly along in a moment, but Willie Mays passing just evidently a few hours ago on the West Coast as Michael Tolia makes his way to the plate. But I remember that year, his last year, or his first year with the Mets, 73, and we somehow got tickets, and it became Willie Mays Day. We just got really lucky, and that's when he made his speech. You know, it's time for Willie to say goodbye to baseball. And I even at, you know, I was 10 at the time, and I realized this is really special and really cool. And you heard throughout your playing career, Corey, especially as an amateur, you know, about 5-tool players. The greatest 5-tool player ever was Willie Mays.
Yeah.
And he brought that tool belt every single day to the ballpark.
And he made sure that if it was your first time seeing him play or the last time seeing him play, that you left in awe and that he played the game the right way.
Yeah. Spilly's now with us. It's Nolan Jones at the plate. Nolan a sac fly his first time up. You know, Spilly, you grew up in California, obviously Southern California, but there's certain mega stars in sport that rise above everyone else.
I had his photo in my room. You know, I have the catch. I mean, how do you not have the catch if you love baseball? I think there's a crazy story too, as I heard about from Leo DeRocher, who said if there was a guy that hit over 450 and hit 60 home runs in a year and was really good, said that player wouldn't even be close to as good as Willie Mays. So I think there's all these stories from people that were in the game for a long time. Nice swing from Nolan Jones.
And called out at first. Walker Buehler recovered. They're going to have to come out, I'm sure, and check on Walker. He took that off the lower body. That ball was ripped. 102 miles an hour almost.
I'll say this, they got him in a place where there's a lot of muscle. So it's not like it's a knee or somewhere you got to worry about it.
Yeah. 2 outs, Hunter Goodman at the plate. He fouled out to third in the first inning. You know, the catch in the World Series off the bat of Vic Wertz is the most famous Willie Mays catch, but it may not have been his best, again, because you didn't see everything he did. My dad told me he was at a game, Spilly, where he was running in the left center field gap and he couldn't get his glove across, and he reached out, kind of like Kevin Mitchell famously did, reached out with his bare hand and caught the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he was the gold standard for the position. I mean, the fact that, what did he end up? He was 160 win player?
Yeah, it's so funny you mentioned that. Earlier today, I was looking up B-WAR, Baseball Reference WAR. Babe Ruth is #1 at 182.6. That's called a ball, fortunately. 3-1 on Hunter Goodman. Walter Johnson 2, Cy Young 3, Barry Bonds 4, Willie Mays 156.2, 5th all-time in front of Cobb, Aaron, Honus Wagner, Stan Musial, you name it. Willie Mays 5th all-time in Baseball Reference WAR. So many great lines about Willie Mays. cannot recall who wrote this, but he said the All-Star game was made for Willie Mays. May have been Vince Scully.
Yeah.
339 stolen bases. 1,909 runs batted in. And Cave's going to bounce out. Think about this with Willie Mays. He had 660 homers, lost 2 years to military service in Korea, and played most of his career in Candlestick, where there were times you couldn't hit it out with a bazooka. 6-2 Rockies.
All right, last night, Greg Jones' first major league hit happened to be a pinch hit home run. And for the Rockies, that's the first franchise ever first hit pinch hit home run. Now, the person who got the ball is Brenton Doyle's wife. Rose Doyle ends up negotiating, apparently, to get the first baseball hit for Greg Jones. And I'm joined now with Rose Doyle. Rose, how did that even happen?
It was really weird. So, like, I had never sat in center field before, and I actually sat in center field last night. And I was walking back because it was like close to the end of the game, and all of a sudden everyone started screaming. And Sydney, Hunter Goodman's wife, was actually like, "That's Greg Jones." And I was like, "That's his first like home run, like his first hit." So I ran down to the stand, and I was like, "Hey, listen, my name's Rose. I really need that ball. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Like, I need that ball." And he was actually really sweet. It was a young gentleman. He was with his girlfriend. And he just gave me the ball. And he was like, "Oh my God, no, I totally get it. Like, it's his first hit, like, absolutely." And I was like, I mean, I can talk to whoever, we can get you a signed ball, whatever, but I just need that ball. And he gave it to me free willingly. It was like the easiest transaction I've ever done.
That is incredible. I mean, that instantly wins you Wife of the Year, Baseball Wife of the Year, because Greg Jones was talking about that. It was in his locker last night.
I will say, he told Brenton last night, he's like, "I need to meet your wife." And he came into the family room and he was like, "Thank you so much." He was so appreciative, and I was like, I get it. Like, that's a big deal.
For you to understand that, because, I mean, this game, it goes by fast, right? Like, you've seen teammates here, you see guys make their major league debut, to have that wherewithal to understand, like, how important these things are. What were you thinking about when you were running after it?
I just hope that if it was my husband or boyfriend, that somebody else would have done the same thing. Like, that was like my instant thought. I was like, I want to do like what I would want in return.
I love that you're sitting out here. We get to see Doyle right behind him. I mean, what's it like for you to sit in a spot where this is a Gold Glove center fielder? We haven't seen a defender as good as Brenton. What is it like watching your husband do his thing?
I mean, I'm just beyond proud of him. And just like sitting out here, it's not Brenton Doyle, the baseball player. It's Brenton, my husband. And it's nice to see him. I love it. I like being this close, too.
Well, I see him. He on occasion will look over here, will kind of give you a head nod. What does that feel like to have the connection during a game with a husband? Or, like, I would imagine as a baseball player, that would be really cool.
No, I mean, it's nice. It's cool. Honestly, sometimes I feel like he doesn't even see me. I feel like he's, like, searching. But it's not. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. I'm proud of him.
Well, we're proud of you. We thank you so much. I mean, the fact that you got Greg Jones' first ball, that's awesome. Guys?
Spilly, you got to tell her, baseball IQ off the charts, teammate award off the charts, points. This is an incredible job.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you know what? My favorite sound bite of the day was Greg Jones. Billy did a great piece on him in the open. Greg Jones basically saying his favorite moment was looking and seeing how much it meant to his teammates that he got his first hit and it was a home run. And yeah, it was in a game that was lopsided at that point in favor of the Dodgers, but he saw that, you know, he hasn't been here that long, and he could tell, man, they were thrilled for him, and it was, you know, it moved him.
Everybody understands the grind, the journey. It's different for everybody, but we all celebrate the moment that you achieve the dream. Not just getting here, because getting here is one thing, but getting that first hit and getting that first home run all in one, it checks all the boxes. I can guarantee you he slept better than he's ever slept last night.
And what was cool is his mom was here, his sister was here, his girlfriend was here. Pops was back home, and it's 1 in the morning on the East Coast.
Yeah.
He had fallen asleep because the kid wasn't in the game yet, right? And so they got to visit this morning.
We got to create an app for that. If you're going to fall asleep, an app's going to wake you up when your son's getting hit in AP.
Yeah. many people will subscribe to that. You know, there's a pretty small group of people playing in the big leagues, but
it's a niche market.
Yeah, very.
Still, incredible job, incredible moment.
Yeah, it was awesome. 3-2, and that's high. So Andy Paz, who homered his first time, will go to first with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Miguel Rojas. Rojas, a ground ball to Tovar in the second inning.
Fans, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Coors Field. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
That's a strike on Miguel Rojas. Rojas' last 10 games has slashed .378, .410, .541. One of 3 Dodgers who produced 3 hits last night, part of a 14-hit LA attack, and beating the Rockies 9-5. Rockies up tonight though, 6-2. Runner goes, and this is popped up right around the mound. Gomber will be called off by McMahon. Mack makes the catch. Paz left aboard. Middle of 4. Rockies 6, Dodgers 2. Back in a moment. Wire Cam is presented by Adele Golf. Rockies up 6-2. Alan Trejo had a base hit up the middle, will lead things off. Alan would come around to score on a 2-run home run by Elaris Montero, who was pinch hitting for Charlie Blackmon. We do have word from the Rockies clubhouse. Charlie left, and it was pretty clear, with right hamstring tightness. That's what they're calling it right now. So Montero on deck for Charlie. And he's going to walk to the plate right now as there's a pop out on the left side. All right, Corey Sullivan, we're reminiscing about now the late, great Willie Mays, arguably the greatest all-around player of all time. And you had an opportunity to meet him when you were playing.
Well, so we obviously had an opportunity to meet him because he was around the Giants. He was playing cards a lot at the clubhouse there. But I had a very unique opportunity in 2000, the winter of 2005 to 2006, after my rookie year. I'm not sure how I got invited into this event. I don't know. I don't ask questions. It's one of those things where I just found myself there. I was very fortunate, and I'm playing in a golf tournament and poker tournament in Las Vegas. Freddie will make that play. And it's held by the MGM, so we're playing at Shadow Creek, which is a really nice golf course in Las Vegas. But you have to arrive on property through an MGM limousine. So I am going down from the Bellagio where my room is, and I go to get in my limousine, and whoever you're going with, you're going with. And I go to get in my limousine, and it's Frank Robinson and Willie Mays. And I'm not kidding when I say I did not speak for the entire ride. I introduced myself shakily, sat back, and just listened. And it's probably one of the only times in my life where I could say I was quiet. It was incredible.
Yeah. And had they asked you a question, you might not have been able to speak.
I would not have. I know that for a fact. Like, there are a lot of times where you find yourself with baseball players that you grew up watching, but this isn't a baseball player. This is a ghost. Honestly, right. A legend, a ghost, whatever you want to call it. And I couldn't have spoken if I want. I turned into a 5-year-old Corey. That's the way I refer to it. Just a little kid.
That's a great story. Oh man, stay fair. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Brett Doyle with his 6th big fly of the year. Good karma from Mrs. Doyle.
You love to see it, 106 miles per hour off the bat. This is just getting the head out. We've been talking about how good the approach is. The power hasn't quite come around. And we got to see it right there. A curveball that is hung on the Subaru Supremo. Breton picks it up and just hammers it.
Tovar is going to ground out to end the inning. So Rose Doyle goes and gets that baseball for Greg Jones. And since then, her husband's 3 for 3 with a bomb. That's karma.
Fans, summer weekends at Coors Field are here. Get tickets to see your Rockies take on the Washington Nationals June 21st through the 23rd. And snag a Nolan Jones bobblehead on Saturday. Get your tickets at Rockies.com today.
Rockies up 7-2. Austin Gomber in the 5th inning. You'll see the lower third of the lineup. Here's Kike Hernandez. And that ball is a little inside on Kike. Gomber struck out one. It was Hernandez to end the 2nd. And this is a tough play. But easy if you're Ryan McMahon, I guess. He had to drop step because of that top spin hop coming his way, and he made it look routine.
I'll say this about Mac. He's still one of the best defenders in the game, but he anticipates the baseball so incredibly well. He reads the hops, he makes the adjustments, and he sets his feet and makes a great throw.
Well, Huey, who was a very slick fielder, always points out that you can get better with your hands, but some guys just have naturally soft hands, and the Rockies have been outstanding defensively this year, and Ryan McMahon has naturally soft hands.
He does. He does. I think, I always say soccer was what helped me play good defense in baseball.
Footwork, right?
Yeah, and I imagine for him it's football, right?
Well, you think about quarterback and drops and waggles and sprint outs, and footwork has to be precise. That's a base hit to left off the bat of Miguel Vargas. So with one out, he's aboard. That'll bring up Chris Taylor, who tripled his initial at bat. But there are ground balls that sometimes they look, oh, that's just an ordinary ground ball. That was not, because that second hop is going to really accelerate, and it was kind of an in-between spot, and he opened his hips, drop step, and made it look simplistic. So Chris Taylor in his last start homered against the Royals, which had to feel really good for Chris, because there are struggles, and then there's what Chris Taylor's gone through this year. He was hitting below 100.
Yeah, at that point you're just fighting. You're just fighting to find a way.
Now you're double play ball.
Fighting to find a tailor-made double play.
Yeah, Ballantreo completes at 6-4-3. Gomber through 5 innings in charge. Rockies up 7-2.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Colorado Rockies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies.
When the game is on the line, call the law offices of Burke Simpson at 303-790-2525. BurkeSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. Now, the Rockies are up 7-2. In game 2 of a 4-game set against the Dodgers. Dodgers lost the first game this year against the Rockies in LA, won the next 2, and then won yesterday here in Denver. Anthony Banda comes in the 5th inning as the Rockies scored in all but one of the 4 innings pitched by Walker Buehler.
They got him for a career high tying 7 runs. Now let's see if they can add on against Banda.
7 runs on 7 hits. Inside on Mack. Spilly, Mack has hit 2 absolute missiles tonight. One was caught, one turned into a 2-run double.
You just keep playing the odds.
He's in a good place. He had been in a little bit of a funk. It's going to happen. There's no such thing as you go 650 plate appearances and you never have a 1 for 15. You're going to, no matter what your name is. But of late, 8 for his last 21 with damage. Homers, doubles.
This was after going, what was it, 0 for 16?
Yep, you're exactly right. He was 0 for 16 when he hit that double, and then he followed it up with a homer.
Well, that's the thing for Mac. We've seen him go on the hot streaks where they're followed by prolonged cold streaks. I think this year we're seeing him understand how to get out of them faster.
Down the line, fair ball. And this is a really long run for Hernández. He was in right center field. And Mack will stop at second. Had that gotten around the corner, that would have been a triple. So a leadoff double for McMahon, his second of the game.
This is just another good job against a tough lefty, keeping that front shoulder closed, getting himself another double. He's on in and out night.
Go ahead.
I haven't had a double-double. Did you hear about there's a bunch of Shohei Ohtani fans that stayed in line for a Shohei Ohtani In-N-Out burger?
I need to know what it is. I will get it tomorrow.
I have to look up exactly what he puts on it, but yeah, a bunch of Ohtani fans from Japan, they waited in line 6 hours to get In-N-Out burgers.
That's commitment. 6 hours.
Well, I got another story for you. So remember, not that long ago, maybe around the time we were out there, they had Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night. And I think what the first 40,000 people got bobbleheads,
and
which I never understand that because
just get them all.
Give everybody one. Totally, it takes down low. Well, it was so popular because people were lined up before the gates to Dodger Stadium opened. I mean, the parking lot even opened. They're having another one. And this time it'll be Shohei with his dog.
Yeah.
And that will be in late August.
The best dog name ever, especially given what Ohtani went through this offseason. There was the speculation that Ohtani was on a private jet from California going to Toronto. And there was belief that the Toronto Blue Jays were about to sign Shohei Ohtani. And that wasn't the case. It wasn't true. And so when we learned about his dog, we found out his dog's name was Decoy.
That is great. So it'll be Shohei and Decoy. And if you happen to be at Chavez Ravine in late August, I think it's the 28th, both Shohei's head and Decoy's head bobble. There you go.
Okay.
And I know you collect everything, Corey, so you're going to somehow find your way to get those mitts on one. Here's Nolan Jones after the strikeout to Tolia. He takes a strike. Nolan, a sac fly to center, and then he hit a missile off the derriere of Buehler and was thrown out by a quarter step.
I fully own my fanboying of Shohei Ohtani. I can tell you that one of the coolest baseball cards I've ever purchased in my life is a very special limited print Project 70 of the Shohei Ohtani as Neo in the Matrix, and I actually got one for Spilly as well.
I have it. It's awesome.
Yeah. He's the one. He's the one. No,
he is the one.
I mean, in the Matrix, the idea is that Neo's the one.
Right.
And Shohei is our unicorn.
He is that. 2-1 on Nolan Jones. Inside on Nolan. That's a scary one. You know, we were showing the video of Mookie Betts getting hit a few days ago, broken left hand, and the ball arrives, and you have to make a decision, as you guys know better than anyone, to swing within 0.4 of a second, and then you got to get your hands out of the way when it's in that tight. Nolan draws a walk. Now they're 2 on for Hunter Goodman. Hunter fouled out and walked. Last night, he hit his 5th home run of the year in the 9th inning, a 2-run shot. Now with that pitch missing, Banda is going to get a visit from Will Smith. So this is really interesting. There are some guys, this is why I think RBI is a really important stat. I know that there's some people who think, oh, it's just a product of where you hit in the lineup and that sort of thing. This guy has a knack for driving in runs. College career, 128 games, 149 driven in. In minor league baseball, 283 driven in 251 games. And this ball lofted to deep left center field. Did he get enough of it? Not quite. As it's caught out there by Vargas. And even though so far as a young major leaguer, just 48 games, as you saw on the graphic, he's driven in 32. Yeah. He has a knack for driving in runs.
Which is a huge asset to have. Spilly, I know you are a big fan of this. We've always talked about it because we were pinch hitters. They don't really have that anymore, but RBI per at bat.
Love that.
RBI per at bat. I guarantee you he's up that list.
Talking to Bam Bam about him not all that long ago, and Bam Bam's obviously got new school and old school to him, and he's like, some guys just drive in runs, and he's one of those guys. And Bam Bam studied just what we showed you, what he did at Memphis, what he did in his minor league career. It's not an accident. It's not, oh well, you're always hitting third or fourth.
I think in the history of baseball, the way that I've looked at some of the best run producers is they were short with 2 strikes. They used the whole field, and there was a knack for it. There's a real skill set to it.
3-0 on Cave, who's shown that skill set this year. 417 average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
I think the skill set that never gets measured, Corey, and you hear about, RBI guys are a byproduct of a really good team, guys getting on base. But I was like, controlling your heartbeat, controlling your breath, understanding like the pressure around you isn't actually there. It's kind of made up. The pressure's on everybody else.
Three-1 on Cave.
Yeah, I'd say the guys that understand how to manage the moment, right? Being able to do those things that Spilly said and not let the moment get too big, even when it's just the 5th inning with runners on first and second, right? That managing that moment and just finding a way to get yourself a knock and an RBI.
This is tapped to third, and Hernandez in time to get Cave. So the Rockies had a double from McMahon, walk to Jones. They'll leave 2 on in the 5th as we march to the 6th. The Rockies up 7-2.
Wyoming Air Force Academy and many more. Purchase this ticket package to receive a limited edition university-themed Rockies bucket hat. To purchase tickets, visit Rockies.com/themes.
I like a good bucket hat.
Well, you got a bucket head.
I do not have a bucket hat. Jeff Baker had a bucket hat.
Shohei Ohtani, 1-0 on Ohtani. He's grounded out to the right side twice. In the 3rd, his ground out scored a run. That came after triple by Chris Taylor. Gomber's pitched well. He's allowed 2 runs on just 3 hits. He's been economical against a lineup. Ohtani got this one. And it's 7-3.
Ew. That was hammered.
That's his 2nd career home run at Coors Field and his 20th this year.
113 off the bat, 476.
That'll be one of the biggest homers in baseball this year.
I think it is. I don't know if there's a home run.
Well, the reaction from Austin Gomber, he throws it and he's asking for a baseball immediately.
That is the longest in the majors this year. Confirmed.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a ball hit over that tree before.
No.
I've seen a lot of baseball here. We've seen a lot of BPs here from watching Ohtani, watching some of the best. Matt Holliday used to take crazy BP. I've never seen one hit over that tree.
I've definitely never seen one over that tree in a game. Here's the good news, though. He counts for just 1 run.
Yeah, that's it.
2-1 on Will Smith. 2-2 on Will Smith.
Do you remember when Ohtani hit the homer off Freeland? And Freeland threw the pitch down and in off the plate, and he cleared his hips and hit it, and you saw Freeland go, how? How did he hit?
I absolutely remember that. To third, Mack. Crow hop in time to get Will Smith for the first out in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Freddie Freeman. I started to say before Shohei rudely interrupted my thought is that Gomber has been very economical against a lineup that doesn't allow for that. Last night we talked about, they had 1 million foul balls. They were counts. This is slicing the left. Nolan Jones near the corner. Good catch.
Gomber's last start against the Dodgers, if you remember, that was the game that he gave up 19 foul balls in 3 1/3, and then Peter Lambert gave up 28 foul balls. He threw 89 pitches in 3 1/3. This is just a great read by Nolan. And it doesn't hurt that you got closing speed like he does.
Hey, really solid play.
Oh, yeah.
Really solid play. Gomber approves. 2 outs. And here's Teo Hernandez. A line out and a fly out. And that's a strike as indicated by Will Little. Ground ball to third. Ryan McMahon. Perfect throw. And after the long home run by Ohtani, good work again by Gomber. 7-3 Colorado, middle of 6. (7-3) the Rockies in front as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Alan Trejo is going to lead it off. Yohan Ramirez is the new pitcher for Los Angeles. Well, knocking Buehler out after 4 innings, also in a long series, Corey, accomplishes what every manager hopes to: get into a bullpen early in a series, especially at Coors Field.
Well, that's exactly what you want to do, especially a team like this. And their starting pitching's been beat up, obviously. We talked about Yoshinobu Yamamoto going on the injured list.
They're going to bring back Bobby Miller tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the Cal League, Clayton Kershaw will make a start. Do you know what today is? The 10-year anniversary
of being on an airplane watching the final outs of Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter and losing Wi-Fi. It's awesome.
Where were you going?
Home.
You were in LA for that series, if I remember.
I was home. Yeah, I wasn't in. I had to leave during that game. Both Jenny and I left. We were at the start of it and we left because we weren't allowed to book a flight for the next day because of hotel rooms and stuff, and the team was going on to another city.
It was one of the greatest pitching performances I've ever witnessed. Unfortunately, it came at the hands of or came against the Rockies, but it's one of the dominant performances in the history of the game. We've talked about that. The Bill James
game score.
It's one of the highest ever. Probably in Dodger history, the only game that eclipses it. You know how pitching rich they've been throughout their long history. Was Sandy Koufax's perfect game, caught by Jeff Torborg.
And that game should have been a perfect game for Clayton Kershaw. It was Hanley Ramirez had an error.
Hanley Ramirez on a ground ball to short had an error. Otherwise, he would have struck out 15 and had a perfect game. It was a phenomenal performance. But Clayton again going tomorrow for Rancho Cucamonga, trying to make his way back to the big leagues. Montero, 2-run home run and a pop to first. And remember, he's in the game as a DH because Charlie Blackmon, who led off the bottom of the first, was hit by a pitch and ultimately would score. Looked like he strained a hamstring and had to come out. Oh, 0-2 from Ramirez. Good for Alan Trejo. 3 plate appearances. He's got a hit, now a walk, so he's been on twice. And you know, with this Dodger team, you guys said it early, and it really applies for almost any team that comes in here. It's Coors Field. You got to keep adding on. But you emphasize that point when it's the Dodgers. 0-2. This is through the right side. A base hit for Montero. Trejo's going to end up at third base. First and third, no one out. Good little piece of hitting from Elaris.
Time now for a live in-game odds update brought to you by Bet365. We take a look at the hits total right there for Doyle. He's already got 3. The over on the walks, that's a new one, so you can't parlay, right? Because we need a hit. So you got to take the first one, the plus 140. I don't want to walk. Neither does Rose, Spilly.
That's right. Okay, well then Heyward Rose.
Long homers last at bat, 2 singles tonight, 3 for 3. And Doyle on the outside corner takes a strike. The 3 hits ties a career high for Brent. Got the average to 272. And there's his 4th hit. That drives home Trejo, makes it 8-3. First 4-hit ball game of Brent Doyle's career. Since Rose was so kind to help out a teammate, her husband has not made it out.
Karma is a good thing. What does Taylor say, Spilly?
Karma's a cat that sits on her lap and gets 4 hits.
Oh, and the over was good.
There you go. Tovar double his first time up. Line drive center field, and Paz almost came in too quickly. Thing had a little knuckle to it, I believe.
Yeah, he scored that ball.
Yeah, he did. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Ryan McMahon. McMahon, like Tovar's become Mr. Double. He's got 2 tonight.
Spilly, I want mate.
How about this? Most doubles in Major League Baseball since the beginning of last year. Freddie Freeman, who's typically on a different planet than everyone else, has 79 doubles. Second on the list of all players in the big leagues, Ezequiel Tovar was 60.
Yeah, I believe Freddie finished 1 shy of that miracle number last year of 60 doubles.
And he wanted it so bad. He talked about it.
And you guys have heard this from before from various hitting instructors you've had or you've read or you've been around. There's hitting instructors who say, you know what, home runs are great. Oftentimes home runs are a mistake. I want doubles. I want balls in the gap.
My junior college coach, Scott Pickler, his AOL name back in the day was double in the gap.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what Tovar's given you.
Yep.
60 doubles in a year, not even a year and a half. My goodness.
Yeah.
He tied the Rockies rookie record with 37 last year, held by the Hall of Famer Todd Helton. Mac fouls it off again. And with his earlier double in the ball game tonight, he's got 23. So, he figures to potentially approach 50 this year. Mac's got 17 doubles. Another 1-2. And Ramirez wins this battle, so there's 2 outs. And that'll bring up Michael Toglia. Let's get a message from Jack in the Box.
All these munchies are under $4 each. At Jack, every bite's a big deal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
You know, it's a big deal, Ryan Spilborgs, is that the Rockies have scored in 5 of the 6 innings. That's awfully good.
That's what you asked for.
Here's Big Mike.
One rare 60 doubles is, it's only happened 6 times ever. The last time it happened, 1936. 2 guys did it, 160, 164. Charlie Gehringer, not sure if I'm saying that right.
You are?
Yeah. And Dougie Medwick. Is Dougie his real name or is that his nickname, Dougie?
No, he's named after a mallard.
Joe Medwick.
Yeah.
Joe Ducky Medwick. Wow.
I'm refraining from making every dad joke I can right now. I had like 4 pop into my head. I'm leaving them alone.
It was Father's Day the other day.
I know.
Michael Tolley has been swinging it really well. He wants to get in on the act. 0 for 3 tonight. And chops that one in the direction of Spilly. One and 2. Ramirez, third pitcher, utilized tonight by Dave Roberts. Walker Buehler went 4, allowed a career high 7 runs on 7 hits. A walk, 2 strikeouts. Anthony Banda pitched last inning. And now Yohan Ramirez. 2 and 2. Montero on second. He singled. Brenton Doyle has 4 hits. He's on first. Couple ribbies, couple runs scored as well for Doyle. And Michael goes down. That'll end the inning, but the Rockies add on an 8th run. 8 runs on 10 hits tonight for the Rockies as we go to the 7th. 8-3 Colorado.
It's that time for T-Mobile coverage, Cam. How about the night for Austin Gomber? The Blake Street Gomber has been really efficient tonight, using all of his pitches. Fastball usage, we've been talking about that, up to 36%. He's been in the strike zone, using the knuckle curve, the slider, the change. And for Austin Gomber now out for his, hopefully, 7th inning of work.
Andy Paez, a home run and a walk tonight. Here's the 1-0 to Paez. There's going to be more focus, Sully, on Paez with Betts being down. This lineup, which is great up top, but has been looked upon as top heavy.
Yeah.
So now a young man like Paez, who is hitting, down in the lineup a little bit, giving him a lot of production. Giving Dave Roberts a ton of production. Now he slides up as Hunter Goodman blocks it and makes a tag. Hey, we haven't talked at all about Hunter Goodman catching tonight. His first 2 big league starts behind the plate, he was catching tie block. And here's Gomber against the vaunted Dodgers at Coors Field. We haven't mentioned him, and that's a wonderful thing.
That is a great thing, and I think we saw it in the game with Ty Block his last start. He's good back there. We just aren't used to seeing it, and we know it's his primary position and when he was drafted. So the fact that we're not talking about it is actually a good thing.
He also thinks, there could be a correlation to how he's produced offensively in the games he's caught, because number 1, number 2, number 3 priority when you're behind the plate is the pitcher. And so his focus is there. And oh, by the way, he's thrown out some really good offensive games on the occasion he's been behind the plate.
Yeah, when he went 4 for 5 the other night with 5 RBIs, a couple homers, I asked him after the game, I said, being in the outfield or first base can get boring. You don't get a lot of action. Do you feel like you're more in the flow of the game and it helps you when you catch, when you're hitting? And he was like, I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, I mean, you never take a pitch off. Your focus is always there. And I unequivocally think it does help him.
Well, here it is, the 7th inning. And he's helped guide Austin Gomber to a very sound outing. One-two on Rojas.
It's kind of a fun mix too, and if you're Hunter Goodman and the way Gomber's been using all of his pitches, because everything's right around, virtually all of his pitches are right around 25% usage. I mean, we talk about the fastball's a little bit over 30. See ya.
Throw. Strike 3.
Guess what?
It's like a video game.
Very well received by Hunter Goodman.
There you go.
This is a backdoor up top curveball. You see Hunter kind of work from the top down there. Very well done.
Just the 2nd and 3rd strikeouts of the night for Austin Gomber, Kike Hernandez.
Yeah, Gomber's done it every which way. 10 ground outs, 7 flyouts, and the 3 punch outs now. Let's see if he can make an exclamation point.
Austin will take a brief walk. Can't walk too far these days with the pitch clock. 3-0. So a little blip on the radar. 4-pitch walk to Hernandez. That'll bring up Miguel Vargas. A pop out and a single. Pitch number 90. And Jalen Beeks has just gotten the baseball, thrown in front of the rubber. Darryl Scott will walk out.
I'm always shocked, Corey, when I see some guys walking up to come pinch hit. And I was seeing Miguel Vargas. He was putting on his batting gloves.
What?
Yep. I was like,
I don't get it.
Did he just get caught off guard?
Yeah, was it an ambush?
Yeah, he's strapping both gloves on. He wasn't quite sure. It's interesting.
Yeah, misleading. I'm just thinking about this. Wins and losses are, because Austin, I know the last couple have not been great for Austin Gomber, but May was the best from an ERA standpoint. The best month the starting pitcher's ever had in the history of the franchise. And going back in April, really solid. But personal victories. Austin Gomber has 1 win this year. And you think, oh, he's probably not had a great year. But that's not true at all. Left center field, Jones can't get it. Kike Hernandez will come around to score on a double by Miguel Vargas. 8-4.
Yeah, it's a 4-seam fastball. They want away. He pulls it. And Vargas is able to get the barrel to it, even though it was on the inside part of the plate. And out of the reach of Nolan Jones. Subaru Supermo, you can see him scramble to pick it up and get it back in, but not before the run will score, and that'll be the day for Austin Gomber.
Yeah, may have run out of gas a little bit. I know he's upset. He wanted to complete that 7th inning. But the crowd right behind the Rockies dugout, as they should, standing in appreciation for Austin Gomber's outing.
Fans, the Rockies invite all Harry Potter fans to come and watch the Rockies take on the Los Angeles Dodgers on Saturday, September 28th. Purchase this ticket package to receive a limited edition Harry Potter themed scarf. Visit Rockies.com/Harry Potter to purchase and join Spilly on Team Hufflepuff.
I am thoroughly disappointed in you right now.
Why is that?
Because you started in your faux British accent and then you quit like 2 seconds in. Strike one from Jalen Beeks on Chris Taylor.
You're right. And you know who else is disappointing me? Riley. Riley did mock trial this year.
Yeah.
And she was a lawyer and a witness, and she did the witness as a full British accent.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And she stayed with it, though,
right?
right?
The whole time.
Right.
In character.
And if she's watching tonight at home, she just thought that quit. Like,
yeah, she will call me out for that.
6 words in. And you're doing fine. I was buying it.
And I'm not Hufflepuff, I'm Slytherin.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. You started Hufflepuff, but you steered your way to Slytherin.
That's right.
Make a pitch here. 1-2 on Taylor. 2-2. This becomes a big sequence. The Dodgers, they kind of been pecking away. They get a single run so far here in the 7th to make it 8-4. But you got Vargas at second right now. Taylor tripled earlier in the ball game. That was close, but off the plate, 3-2.
And you got this guy named Ohtani on deck.
And you have this guy named Ohtani on deck. Swung on and fouled off. This time at the Dodger dugout.
This is one of those tin cup moments. You got to define the moment.
Ball 4. And now you'll deal with Ohtani with 2 on. This becomes maybe the defining moment of the game. Here's what he did in his last at bat.
Yeah, 6th inning, he got an off-speed pitch, and he didn't even come close to missing it. He got all of it. The farthest home run, longest home run hit in the season around Major League Baseball. Now you got your hands full.
0-1. Lefties against Beeks this year. 7 for 36, but this is no ordinary left-handed hitter. Good job by Goodman.
The majority of the damage Ohtani does is against right-handed pitching, so his OPS is over 1,000, but with the homer off Gomber, he has 4 homers on the year against lefties.
Two and 1. It's kind of an odd scenario. You're saying you got to get Ohtani, you have Will Smith on deck, but the point is if Will Smith gets to the plate, he's the tying run.
Yep.
2-out walk. That's what started this inning.
Yeah, and again, Chris Taylor, I know he tripled earlier. Now that misses. It's 3-1. Taylor was hitting 100. 108 to be precise coming in.
Yeah.
You got to go get him.
You got to challenge him.
Yep. Now you're in a predicament. 3-1. And this ball line to center. Doyle on the move. Doyle lays out. What a catch! Doyle rolls as good as it gets. What has he not done tonight? 4 for 4 and a bomb at the plate. And Rose saying, that's my hubby. Wow, in capital letters.
I promise you, 4 for 4 was not good enough. That catch, game-saving, run-saving, 15% catch probability, 112 miles per hour off the bat. Unbelievable instincts, unbelievable read, perfect route, Superman catch. That's the stuff right there that center fielders dream of. And Rose's karma, it continues.
It continues. I'm telling you, this is a beautiful game, and there's 14 other games around the big leagues tonight. If there's a play in the outfield or anywhere better than that one, I gotta see it.
He had every player in the dugout give him high five after high five with wow.
Spilly.
It was like meeting a, it's like he had a line, like a fan club.
Spilly. We love watching great outfielders. He is unbelievable. That catch in this time of the game was amazing.
At the plate right now is Nolan Jones, and he's facing a young man making his major league debut. This is Michael Peterson. Pitched unbelievably well in the minor leagues this year. 2-0, and that's in there. 2-1.
Yeah, and it's a 3-pitch mix for Peterson. It's fastball, cutter, slider. Fastball's obviously high octane. There it is.
97 there.
What did they have him listed as?
Height-wise?
Yeah, I stood next to him earlier today, and I mean, he's got to be 6'7", 6'8".
It says 6'5".
No, they have him at 6'7".
3-2.
6'7", and then I'm waiting for Baseball Savant and the research app to give me extension. My guess is his extension is going to be well over 7 feet. So 97 is going to play closer to 100.
Here's the 3-2. Ball 4. So Nolan Jones, who's been walking like Juan Soto since his return from the injured list. He had 3 walks in a game a couple days ago. He's got 2 tonight, and he's on for Hunter Goodman. Peterson was with Albuquerque and Hartford last year. So Hartford first and Albuquerque last year at the Rockies. Something's going on here, and that Nolan Jones has a trainer coming out. What's going on?
I didn't see it.
Heater.
Yeah, I didn't see it. He's arguing that he's good.
Now he had the back injury initially last year, and earlier this year, and even last year. It's something that he has to always be aware of. He keeps a heating pad on it, you know, in the afternoon. Theme of the night, theme for every night should be keep adding on, right?
Yep.
0-1 on Hunter Goodman.
Jones
almost bounced too far off.
He went with the rope-a-dope. I think he was trying to roll into the stolen base after all that.
What kind of accent were you doing a moment ago?
British. I feel like I'm being led.
Yeah, you are. Michael Peterson's 30. Is, you know, so he's paid his dues. You know where he was born?
Somewhere in the UK.
He's from Middlesex, England.
There you go.
Okay. So you want to now do the intro?
I apologize, sir.
No, just do Michael
no.
Peterson's intro.
No, sir.
From Middlesex, England.
Okay.
Michael Peterson. Oh, homer foul. Was it yesterday or the day before where he hit one to Fort Collins foul?
I think it was the day before. It was the Pittsburgh series.
I love these stories where, you know, guys finally get to the big leagues when they may have thought it'll never happen. He's 30. 1-2.
We saw it last year with Wynton Bernard.
I mean, how that we were buzzing about Wynton Bernard for a week.
Yep.
Glove of Chris Taylor. Nolan Jones is going to try to go to third, and the throw is going to hang up. Goodman, and he gets tagged out as he had rounded aggressively, thinking the ball was going to go in the direction of third. So a hit for Goodman, and now with one out, Jones is at third.
And this is obviously a great piece of hitting by Hunter, but really good job by Paez, making sure he hits the cutoff. You see Rojas calling for the ball. He wants to make sure he gets it. He delivers the strike where he can cut it off and get Hunter in the rundown.
Eight, 6, 3, 4 on the putout. Quality swing there by Jake Cave. Infield in. Rockies trying to add a 9th run. And on all but one occasion this evening, when the Dodgers have scored, because they haven't had a multi-run inning, the Rockies have answered. And they're trying to do it again here in the 7th. Snap throw to third, Jones back. Whatever reason that Heath Townsend and Buddy Black came out, Spilly, to check on Nolan. First of all, he looked to steal the second after they came out, and then he went first to third on that hit. Hard slide. He looked good. 0-2. And Cave lifts this to left. This should be plenty deep enough. Vargas settles underneath. Nolan Jones long striding it toward the plate. And a good at bat from Cave. And the Rockies have had some productive outs tonight. They have their 9th run.
We talked about it earlier when they made that 5th run, when they put it all together, or the 4th run in the first inning, and here they do it again. Fans, we get tacos. The Rockies scored 7 runs. Don't forget to go to your participating Taco Bell locations tomorrow between 4 and 6 p.m. and get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell.
I think you should always do that, Reed.
Oh my God, I'm always going to eat the tacos.
I know you are.
And it's Taco Tuesday. They're just doing the right thing.
They're doing the right thing. Alan Trejo. Alan's done a number of right things tonight. Single and run scored in the 2nd. Walk and a run scored in the 6th.
You're talking about Nolan Jones for a second, Drew. Greg Jones was right in front of me prior to the hit from Hunter Goodman with a helmet on, stretching. He was ready to go into the game to run for Nolan Jones. So that's how close it was.
Trejo is going to fly out the center to end the inning. The Rockies have scored in every inning but the 5th tonight. They lead the Dodgers 9-4.
Let's go.
Well, there's been a lot of guys who've had nice evenings for the Rockies tonight. No one has had the night that Brenton Doyle's had.
No, and I mean this. The catch is the play of the game, not the homers, not the 4 hits. That catch is honestly, it's a game saver, but it is the stuff center fielders dream of.
I mean, it's, you know, on a night where we're reflecting on Willie Mays.
Yeah, well done, buddy.
Yeah, good point. Will Smith swings and misses against Jalen Beeks 1 and 2. Good news, Nolan Jones, again, we were talking about, ran the bases really well a moment ago. He stays in the game. He's out in left field. Rockies +5 here in the 8th. Will Smith held up 2 and 2. Jake Cave with that sac fly has driven in a run, boys, in 4 straight games, which matches a career best for Jake. Kind of quietly, he helps the club every night he's in there.
That he does.
2-2, 3 and 2. Jalen Beeks came on with 2 outs in the 7th. Walked Taylor. Ohtani hit that 3-1 scorching liner that Doyle made the play on. This is out of play. Jalen Beeks knows you can't do that. You just cannot give out free passes. Good a hitter as Will Smith is, you just can't add traffic, and that's been an issue, just to be frank, all year for the Rockies bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the ball strike ratio right now, 21 pitches for Jalen Beeks. 11 of them have been out of the strike zone, just 10 in.
Freeman fouls it off. The Rockies' pen in June has an 8+ ERA. Rockies got a very fine start tonight from Austin Gomber. You know, the final line is 6 2/3, 4 runs, 5 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. And you think, well, okay. I think if you watched it, you realize it was a start of higher quality than those numbers would indicate.
Yeah, I think he did exactly what you're supposed to do when you're given the lead like that. You go after hitters, and if you make a mistake and give up a solo home run that goes 476 feet to a guy named Ohtani, you tip your cap and you move on. That's what he did.
And one of the keys, you know, Austin's had issues in the first inning. He got, you know, Ohtani, Smith, and Freeman in order to start the ball game. This is hooked to first. Good pickup by Tolia. Good feed to Tovar. Boy, that was a sneaky good play by Big Mike.
Yeah, coming to get that was the right choice. And he's able to get it on that short hop then. It also creates the angle that you need to make the throw. And I thought Tovar did a really good thing by just taking the out, not trying to be overly aggressive. You see him do it, but Jalen's still on his way over. No reason to rush it.
So on that potential 3-6-1 double play, and you just described it well. Tovar ate the baseball. He wasn't going to have a play. Freddie gets up the line still pretty well. But on that 3-6-1 double play, 2 of the 3 errors Tovar's made this year came on errant throws trying to hit the pitcher on a 3-6-1. Hernández fouls it off. Tovar has the highest fielding percentage of any shortstop in the game. And he's gotten more baseballs than any shortstop in the game. Good block by Hunter Goodman. 2 balls and a strike on Teoscar Hernández, 0 for 3 tonight. Tovar, there's 1 and there's 2. Inning-ending double play. Jalen Beeks gets the ground ball. Middle of 8. Rockies up 9-4 on the Dodgers. Colorado Rockies baseball is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru Subaru. And by UC Health. Ready, Set, Co. A statewide challenge by UC Health to make Colorado the healthiest state in the nation. Well, the Colorado Rockies have had a healthy night offensively on this beautiful Tuesday evening. The Rockies lead the Dodgers 9-4. Second inning of work for the 30-year-old Michael Peterson making his big league debut. Rockies got a run off from last inning. Montero takes a heavy fastball outside for ball 1. John Traub, who's the general manager of the Albuquerque Isotopes, it shot me a quick little background info on Michael, because he was with Albuquerque at one point last year. And this young man who was born in Middlesex, England. Mom's from Nigeria, dad's American. He grew up in California. This young man pitched for England, the WBC. And Spill, you covered the WBC. And he was facing the United States, and when Nolan Arenado was at the plate, he struck him out on 3 pitches, the last being a 100-mile-an-hour heater, chest high.
That's right.
And you know Nolan as well as anyone. You know that Nolan went back to the dugout, and I'll leave out the expletives, but he was like, who is this guy?
Yeah, why is he pitching for them and not for us?
Right. 2-2 on Montero. Montero, Doyle, and Tovar. Three and 2. Montero goes down. So here's the first career strikeout for Peterson.
Fans, did you know you can get game tickets at any Rockies dugout store? Let our staff assist you in picking out seating, parking, and food options. You can even gear up for City Connect Saturdays while you're there.
So Mr. Perfect's at the plate.
Let's get 5.
Doyle 4 for 4, and the best catch you may see this year, especially given the circumstances.
I mean, that,
and the guy who hit it.
That's the exclamation point.
Right?
Right.
Some fan 5 for 5.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying to hit his second dinger of the night.
This is the Rose Doyle game. Mark it in your books, June 18th.
Fastball at 98, 1-2. You know, the last guy to have a 5-hit game for the Rockies came in August of 2022. He's not with the club anymore. Still in baseball, though. Randall Grichuk. Here's your answer. On cue.
Gritchy Gritch.
Well, they hadn't gotten him out in 24 hours. So Doyle goes down. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Tovar. 22-year-old shortstop, an RBI double in the first when the Rockies scored 4 times. Strikeout, ground out, and he hit a line shot to center. This is tapped to first. Freddie Freeman will handle it himself. And Peterson works a 1-2-3-8. So we'll go to the 9th inning. The Rockies need 3 outs to shake hands. They're up 9-4 on the Dodgers.
Here's today's UC Health scouting report. We take a look at tomorrow's probables. We're going to see Bobby Miller coming off the injured list for the Dodgers and Ryan Feltner going for the Rockies. Feltner's coming off a pretty good start. I think this will be an opportunity where in a 4-game set, you might have an opportunity to go ahead and get that second game. And now we get an opportunity for Tyler Kinley on the mound for the Rockies. Kinley last pitched a couple days ago against the Pirates. He threw an inning, did give up a hit, but no runs.
So the Rockies have played a complete game. Offensively, defensively, they got a strong start from Austin Gomber. And now need 3 more outs. Andy Paez steps up. And Kinley's first pitch is a slider right there. Paez a home run in the second, a walk and a strikeout. All those at bats against Gomber. Jalen Beeks went an inning in a third. No runs, no hits. He walked 2. One and 2. Balls, 2 strikes. Hunter Goodman continuing to do good things behind the plate. Never want to get in they call it a bullpen habit. You know, you just wave at a pitch. There's no one on base. You know, don't let it go to the back, but block everything.
Yep.
Three and 2. To right, and no play for Cave. Ball 4. I'm going to bring up Miguel Rojas. A little bit inside, ball 1.
You want a no drama 9th.
And that's a bloop that's gonna drop for a hit. Going first to third is Paez, so it's first and third with no one out. And for Rojas, it's his first hit of the night.
Now it's a fastball, elevated, gets in on Rojas, but he fights it off. And I think the Rockies are going to go ahead and ruin the record when he gets a hit.
That better be the case.
Yeah.
And what Corey's referencing is this year when he gets a hit in a game, the Dodgers coming into tonight 20-0. So Rojas with a hit here in the ninth. The Rockies +5 on the scoreboard. That better be enough. Kike Hernandez 0 for 2 and a walk.
Let's trade two outs for 1 run.
0-2. One and two. The other thing about Hunter Goodman tonight, you know, we talked about him catching tie block in the past. He's caught a variety of arms and pitches and velocities and breaking balls tonight. And Gomber beats, you know, running up 96, 97. Kinley has a sharp slider. There's the 1-2. 2-2. He went out. There's out number 1.
Now this is that slider that Drew was talking about, the Super Mode, that just has so much vertical break on it. And it's just so difficult for hitters to pick up. And you can see on the side swing, Kike definitely went around.
Vargas fouls it off. Miguel in his return to the big leagues today, 2 for 3, single and an RBI double.
Again, we talked about the ball strike ratio with Jalen. It's the same for Tyler. 16 pitches, 8 balls, 8 strikes. But I do feel like the balls, they're non-competitive pitches.
Hey, when you're at the plate and you're dismissing it out of hand.
Yeah.
One and two. You can see Vargas upset he didn't put that in play. So now you're in that slider count. Here's the 1-2. TK slider buried. 2-2. And that's an example of what you were just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just for a hitter, they're not going to even think about that pitch as soon as it's released. It's just Tyler's slider's good enough that he can throw it for a strike and it will get swings and misses.
Called the ball. It's 3-2. Jason Heyward has come out on deck to pinch hit for Chris Taylor. Three-two. With one out for Jason Heyward. A walk, a hit, strikeout, now another walk.
That'll get a mound visit from Darryl Scott.
probably have to get action potentially.
Who are you getting up? Vodnik?
I believe they are.
We were talking about Walker Buehler earlier about coming off of injury and not having quite the same feel for your pitches. Same thing's going with Tyler Kinley. He's still coming back from the Tommy John surgery. He's still not where he was pre-surgery.
No, Tyler's definitely in a similar boat. Arm feels great. It's just repeating those mechanics, that release point.
It's hard to find a release point when pitching late in the game.
One out, bases loaded. Jason Heyward takes ball one. He struggled against lefties. But the biggest issue, and if Tyler was sitting here, he'd tell you, is has been the walks. Fouled off. Jason Heyward's had a terrific career. He's renowned for his leadership and his defense, but he's also been a very, very solid offensive player.
You need him to be good at hitting ground ball double plays right now.
That's exactly what the Rockies need. 2-1. Swing pitch goes in favor of Heyward. Two and two. Two, fouled off.
It's such a strange visual when you're watching Jason Heyward hit because he's so far off the plate and you think, well, I could just throw a pitch away, get him. That's where he wants it. He's diving and hooking, so anything middle away is where he wants it, not down and in.
Another 2-2. Oh boy. Off the foul pole, grand slam. It's a one-run game. Fourth career grand slam for Jason Heyward.
That's a slider. Down and in. But not in enough. Heyward dropped the head on it. Catches the foul pole.
Nothing easy. 9-8. One out in the ninth. Victor Vodnik on board. Well, it's 9-8 now after the grand slam off the bench by Jason Heyward. And now also you have to deal with the top of the lineup, represented obviously by Shohei Ohtani. This kid's fearless, Victor Vodnik. You know he's going to come right after him. But now the margin for error is very slim. Fastball at 100, 0-1.
Yeah, but this is what Vodnik loves. He is right in his element.
He's going for his first major league save. He has 12 in the minor leagues.
Base hit the other way. Now you have the tying run on, and also a tremendous base stealer. You have a young, inexperienced catcher behind the plate. You have a young pitcher on the mound. He went changeup, and it was hit the other direction at 115 miles an hour.
That's what makes Shohei so good. And he saw 100 on back-to-back pitches. He gets the changeup, he lets it travel, and goes the other way.
Ohtani is 16 out of 17 swiping bags. Will Smith at the plate. Outfield very deep naturally. Swung on and missed. Well, Spilly, play Dave Roberts' cards. Do you?
I don't think you take
Do
a
you
shot.
go?
No, I don't think so. I think you give these two guys back-to-back chances to swing it.
I think you're probably right. Freddie Freeman, the reference to the guy on deck.
Especially at this ballpark, a double scores Ohtani. A single down the line. It's first and third. I think you play a little bit conservative unless you see a ball in the dirt.
Just missed. 2-1. Vodnik throws very hard, obviously. He's got a bright future, but right now, not a big strikeout guy, not a big swing and miss guy. 2-1, and now it's 3-1. You know, if you're buddy and you say, well, you go get your guy, there's typically one or two guys, right, that you say, okay, they're going well. They're guys I'm going to go to with the game on the line. And unfortunately, as you know, there hasn't been that guy this year for the Rockies. There have been moments for several guys.
What was that?
That was weird. Smith tried to step out, call time, wasn't granted. Strike 3. That was huge. 2 outs. What's he doing? That's right down the middle, too.
I think he's saying timeout, timeout, timeout.
It does not have to be granted. He knows that.
No, right. Yeah.
Hopefully an enormous break for the Rockies. This one goes to the backstop, though. A wild pitch. And here's an interesting question. Freddie Freeman is one of the game's great hitters. He's a future Hall of Famer. Do you put the go-ahead run on with first base unoccupied and go right on right with Hernández?
Yes, and they are.
Yeah, you want no part of this.
Yeah, I'm with you. And more importantly, Buddy feels that way. So the tying run at second. The go-ahead run at first. There are 2 outs. And Teoscar Hernández comes up. Hernández is 0 for 4. And now Darryl Scott waving to get the attention of the crew, the umpire crew, that he wants to visit with his pitcher. This is a really important timeout for the youngster Vodnik. Not only you can talk strategy here on how you want to work Hernández, or excuse me, Teoscar, but slow it down for a moment. Give him a 20-second timeout.
Yeah, I mean, after obviously punching out Smith, heart rate elevates, then you throw the ball to the backstop. So you got to give him a chance to lower that heart rate before taking on Hernández. who's tied third with 51 RBI in the National League.
So a couple numbers too. I mean, when you're going over scouting reports, Teoscar on the season is hitting below 200 on fastballs over 95. So you start looking at those. All right, is this where we can use that pitch? Can you go after him with your best fastball? Just challenge and see if the numbers play out.
Here we go. First pitch is in there at 100. He was 9-4 a few moments ago. 0-1 outside. Jason Heyward with the first pinch hit grand slam for a Dodger since Matt Kemp in 2018. 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
Stay on the gas.
Give the Hager to Ricky.
Everyone standing. Rockies fans, Dodger fans. Crowd in excess of 33,000 tonight at Coors Field. They have most certainly been entertained. Here's the 1-2. He went. Oh, come on, Lance. Lance Barksdale said no.
Lance is saying it was not even close. And so
Buddy,
he got tossed.
I don't blame Buddy. He just got run. We'll check a replay of that. I'll be shocked if he held up. I mean, from up here, it looked like no question he went.
Yep.
He went.
Well, got past the hands.
2-2. In the air, deep right center field, and this one is gone. You gotta be kidding me. From a strikeout to a 3-run homer. Jake Cave is yelling something at the second base umpire, Nick Lentz. I don't know what he was incensed about beyond the obvious. Spilly, can you figure out what it was?
It's just a lot of emotion right now. Rocky's dugout is crushed.
I think you're absolutely right. I think he's going back to the swing and a miss. I didn't think by check swings that was not particularly close.
I mean, he went.
7 runs here in the 9th for the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's pure shock.
0-2 on Paz.
And you'll see when the Rockies get out of this inning, you got to keep your head cool about yourself, especially for the guys running in past Lance Barksdale.
Doyle will make the catch, and now the Rockies, who never in a million years thought they'd be hitting in the bottom of the 9th inning. Shocking. The Rockies had a 9-4 lead, a 7-run top of the 9th for the Dodgers. A grand slam off the bench from Heyward, who remains in the game in right field. Teoscar Hernández goes from right to left. And then the 3-run home run by Teoscar Hernández after it looked like he struck out. And now the Rockies have to try to get after Alex Vesia, who has been basically unhittable over the last several weeks. And it's not just one run, you need at least two.
You got to find a way now.
Ryan McMahon tonight, 2 for 4, pair of doubles. And that's off the body of the shortstop, Rojas, and he stays with it and is able to get McMahon.
This is a tough play for Rojas because he's kind of blocked out by Vesia. He didn't see it, but he uses his body to keep the ball in front of him. Strong throw to Freddie. It does get Mac.
Vesia has allowed 1 earned run over his last 25+ innings. Michael Toglia flips to the right side. Evan Phillips has been closing games, but Vesia has been so good. Dave Roberts has used him to close on a few occasions. And he knew he had McMahon, Toglia from his less frequented side, and then Jones on deck. So the decision became easy for Dave Roberts. 1-1. The focus, if the Rockies do not come back here, will undoubtedly be on the check swing.
And Jake Cave is still barking.
Yep.
He is so upset, and he had to get separated running in from the outfield.
Alan Trejo kept him in the game. But going back to that 9th inning, the focus will be on the check swing and then the next pitch going out of the ballpark. However, you're up 5. You can't even be in that situation. And it's not like, oh, they knocked the ball around the ballpark. There were walks, and it has been an issue all season. Not to pick on one element. Obviously, the Rockies are restructuring, as Buddy said the other day. But you got to secure at the big league level a 5-run lead in the 9th.
Oh my! Oh
Where's
my!
that?
That's both strikes to him. We're outside the strike zone.
That's not close. I mean, that is not close. 3-2. Toglia trying to reach and allow the tying run to come up in Nolan Jones. Two outs. The Rockies in Miami had a 5-run lead in the bottom of the 9th, gave up 5 to force the game into extra innings. The Rockies would lose 7-6. This one, I guess because we're in the midst of it, feels a whole lot worse than that.
The Rockies had, if you care about win probability, they had a 99.5% win probability at the start of the 9th inning.
One ball, one strike on Jones. Nolan, a sac fly, robbed of a hit when he hit a bullet off of Walker Buehler. And Buehler was able to recover and throw him out. A walk and then another walk and a run scored. Needs to reach for Hunter Goodman. 2-1.
Boy, would I like to see Jake Cave get an opportunity to swing a bat to win a game.
Yeah. Jake Cave would like to see Jake Cave getting it back. Three and 1. Three and 2. 3-2 on Nolan Jones. Ball 4. Now, that one probably got part of the strike zone, but 2 pitches to totally have missed. So now the Rockies get the tying run to the plate in Hunter Goodman. And Dave Roberts is going to bring on Evan Phillips. And look at Vesia. Do you see that? He did not want to come out. Understand the competitiveness, but you can't show up your manager. Rockies had a 9-4 lead in the top of the 9th inning, and the Dodgers got a grand slam and a 3-run homer. They're up 11-9. Rockies down to their last out. Hunter Goodman with prodigious power, as you know, is coming up, and he's going to face the main closer for the Dodgers, Evan Phillips. Goodman tonight 1 for 3 and a walk. And the first pitch misses. Nolan Jones jogs to second. And ball, 1 strike. There's Jake Cave. Two and 1.
Right-handers don't have a hit against Evan Phillips' forcing fastball on the season.
Here's a 2-1. And may have been off, but called a strike. 2-2. Close. Two and 2 on Hunter Goodman with 2 outs. And that will end the evening. Jake Cave is still going back at Lance Barksdale. There's no question this is the hardest loss of the year, hardest pill to swallow for the Rockies. I understand what the record is. I understand there's been other disappointing losses. But you know all about the Dodgers. You know about where the Rockies have been with LA, especially the last 5 years since they tied them after 162 in the 2018 season. And to lose in this fashion tonight, you guys played. It is a big-time gut punch.
It is a gut punch, but there's another game tomorrow. I understand that the umpires played a role, but you also got to tip your cap to Teoscar for getting another pitch and doing damage with it.
Yeah, you know what? Lance Barksdale missed that call, but it's not on Lance Barksdale. No. You gave up 7 runs in the 9th.
That's it.
And if you ask anybody in the bullpen, they'd say inexcusable.
Yep.
And that man's a stand-up guy, and you know he'll meet the media after because that's who he is. But you got to put that one away. Final score: the Dodgers, as you saw on the graphic, for the first time since 1957 when they played in Brooklyn, win a ball game when they were down by 5 in the 9th inning. The guy who made his major league debut, Peterson, is the winner. Vodnik takes the loss. 11-9 the final. Rockies postgame presented by UC Health is next.